Like his predecessors, Mu'tamid was concerned about the Imam for his government for two main reasons. First, Imam Askari was the leader of the Shias, who did not accept the legitimacy of the Abbasid government. By this time, the Shias were large in number and were widespread in the Abbasid territory. Second, the Abbasids had received the news about the last Shia Imam, Imam Mahdi, who would establish justice on earth. They feared Imam Mahdi for their unjust government. Thus, Mu'tamid, who wanted to closely monitor the Imam, ordered to imprison him. While in prison, the Imam's condition and interaction with some Shia leaders, who were imprisoned with him, remained under surveillance by the government through spy prisoners. The Imam once identified a spy prisoner to the Shia elders, and they confiscated the spy's report to the Caliph. After a while from the Imam's imprisonment, Mu'tamid had to refer to the Imam and free him. A severe drought had hit Samarra, and Mu'tamid ordered the people to pray for rain. The Muslims prayed for 3 consecutive days, but it did not rain. On the 4th day, the Christians, including their leaders and monks, went outside the city to pray for rain, and it rained. Large drops of water would fall from the sky every time one of the monks among the Christians raised his hands towards the sky. To the surprise of the Muslims, the Christians repeated their prayer the next day and it rained again. As a result of the Christian prayers, the need for water was fulfilled. This incident caused a serious doubt among the Muslims about their faith, and some were even attracted towards Christianity. This unpleasant news forced Mu'tamid, the Muslims' Caliph, to act. He ordered to release Imam Askari from the prison and brought him to his presence. He talked to the Imam about what had happened and asked the Imam to save the faith of the nation of his forefather, the Prophet. The Imam told Mu'tamid to ask the people to leave the city for their prayer on the following day. Mu'tamid responded that the people no longer needed water. The Imam replied that his intention was to remove doubts from the hearts of the people. The following day, the Imam and the people went outside the city. The Christians prayed for rain, and when a particular monk raised his hands toward the sky again, it began to rain. The Imam then asked to hold the hands of that monk and bring what he was hiding in his hand. A small bone found between the monk's fingers and was brought to the Imam. The Imam then wrapped the bone around a piece of cloth and asked the Christians to pray again for rain. This time when they prayed, it did not rain. Instead, the clouds dispersed and the sky became sunny. The Caliph asked the Imam about the bone, and the Imam responded that the bone was a remain of a prophet, and that whenever a bone of a prophet is exposed to sky, rain would fall. The Caliph was delighted by the Imam's guidance and freed him with high respects. The Imam then asked for the release of his companions from the prison, which the Caliph accepted. Although the Imam was freed from the prison, the pressure on him continued and his life remained under intense surveillance. This was to the extent that the Imam had to present himself at the Abbasid palace twice a week, on Mondays and Thursdays, to confirm his presence in Samarra. Whenever the Imam wanted to go to the palace, crowds of people who expected his commute would gather in the streets to see him. This shows the Imam's social status and respect in people's hearts, which was obviously one of the reasons for the hostility of the Abbasid caliphs towards him. The Imam was also respected by the workers inside the Abbasid palace, who would call the Imam by his title of Aba Muhammad or Ibn al-Riza, which conveys respect in Arabic. Only certain people in the palace were called by their titles, such as the Caliph and his crown prince. The Imam's Shia followers were also among the crowd who would wait to see him on the streets of Samarra. The Imam was concerned about his Shias being identified in the crowd, which would endanger their lives. If they ever wanted to approach the Imam and initiate a conversation with him in unsafe circumstances, the Imam would hint to them to remain silent. On one occasion, the Imam sent a letter to his Shias who were in Samarra and intended to meet him. In the letter, the Imam warned them about risking their lives by visiting him. In another letter, The Imam asked his Shia followers not to wear their rings in their right hands, as the Shias were known in the society for always wearing the rings in their right hands. Through his advice, the Imam wanted his Shia followers not to be identified and hence to protect their lives. On another occasion, Mu'tamid imprisoned the Imam and his brother Ja'far. Mu'tamid would frequently inquire about the Imam's condition in custody. The Imam's guard would report that the Imam spent the days fasting and the nights in prayer. After a while, Mu'tamid saw the Imam's guard again and repeated his inquiry and heard the same response. He then ordered the guard to go to the prison right away and pass his greetings to the Imam and release him from the prison. When the guard went to the prison, he observed that the Imam had already prepared for his release by wearing his formal clothing. After being released, the Imam did not leave. Instead, he told the guard that he had entered the prison with his brother and should leave the prison with him. That person transferred the Imam's words to Mu'tamid, who then ordered the release of the Imam's brother as well. When the Imam was released from the prison, he described his situation in a letter by referring to the following verse of the Quran.
يريدون ليطفئوا نور الله بأفواههم والله متم نوره ولو كره الكافرون.
They want to extinguish God's light with their mouths, but God will complete his light, even though the disbelievers dislike it. By referring to this verse, the Imam revealed the real intention of the government, which was to kill him before he would have any children to inherit the imamate from him. The Imam emphasized God's absolute will about the 12th Imam, which would be manifested with certainty.